Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I'm coming back in with the Silly Goose little book from Hunkydory, and this time we're going to use this one with his umbrella and his wellies on. So what I've done, I've taken a 5x7 card, and then I've taken this die, which is part of a set from JMC Designs, and I've just put it onto my die cut machine and just cut out the shape. And then I've taken some card and some paper from my stash, and I've done the same thing again. So I've just cut the shape, and the idea is hopefully we can layer them up. Obviously we'll just need to cut some shapes. And then I've taken an umbrella die, again from the same set as the shaped die, and I've cut that out and coloured it in with some alcohol markers. And then the bits that were in the centre, I've coloured them, and what I'm going to do is paper piece them back in like that, and they're going to go onto the card as well. So first of all, I'll get these mats and layers down. Just deciding whether to go that way. So we've got the orange underneath. And then heat it on the top. And then I was thinking maybe we could then layer him again onto the orange. And also I might cut the image down a little bit just so it shows a bit more off of what's going on underneath. So first of all, I need to take my trimmer. And I just need to work out how much I need to take off this side. I think if I go a notch, just a bit more, that's already 2 notches. So that's 3 notches in all. Just difficult to match it up, you see, so you need to, and then I'll have to do a big border at the bottom, so that all works. Let's see what that's like. It's just try and error, just fitting it in best you can to see where you can get, how you can get your border. Notch. Just taking off the smallest amounts until you can get it. Let's see. Don't have it that way around. Let's take some more off that side. The smallest amount, if you need much. There we go. And then we take 2 off the bottom. And we'll just check that this is right on here. So we'll have to take some off the bottom of that as well. So we've got borders all the way around. And that needs some off the bottom. basically you're just playing with it till you can get the shape. And that would be like that. And then we'd have him. I just need to see if we can take the tiniest bit off the sides. I'm only doing a notch just to see if we can make it a bit smaller. I'll do it off each side. We've still got the puddles and everything in, so it's not majorly getting rid of everything. Just get rid of these pieces. So let's have a look at this. Then we'd have that on there like that. And then we also need a mat for the actual image. We just roughly work out where that is. Like that. Remove those. And then I've got another piece of paper, and again this is for the inside, so if we do, actually I've done 5, so we need to go a notch under the 5, and then a notch under the 7. And hopefully that should sit inside. Just check that and see how that works. I just need a little smudge off the bottom. Yeah, and that will go like that. So I think that's all mattering and sorted out. So we'll have that like that. Then we'll get that like that. And then our image. And then the idea is this umbrella I was going to stick on this part, so it'll be underneath, like so. So let's just make sure that border's the same on each side for that. Yeah, it is pretty much. So we'll start putting this together. So we'll start with this piece, and if we just do this in the corners, and then we'll get our glue. Like so. That can go in. That's that. And then you need to stick these down. beauty of the wet glue is you can just play around with it until you get it in the right spot. And then again with this one, we'll just make sure we cover all the corners, because obviously we don't want them riding up. And then we'll take the glue. Like so. And then we'll take, I'm going to take our glue and just dab over this one, because obviously it's very thin. I mean, I could use the dotty tape runner, but I just feel like this is more likely to grab and stick better, so that there like that. And then we've got these pieces to go in. I'm wondering whether to maybe raise them up in there, just to, you know, stand it out a bit. So we'll take our foam pads and we'll have to cut some little strips. Get them much in the corners as we possibly can. To push that back in. And again. And then that one there, like so. And then we'll just match that to the gap, like that. So then we'll do the same for the other two. So again, we'll need some thin strips for this one. Again for the top. Now we'll put another one there, back on there. We've got another little one here that we can use. Hopefully that one can go on there. Yep, just about. And again, place them in there like so. And then that one in there. There we go. Just gives it a bit more interest than just being flat. So that's that part of the card. So then we need to glue this on. Down we come. There we go. So then he'll sit there. So again, we'll only want it so far up the back of this because we don't want it to obviously stick to the back. Hopefully that's got no glue on the back, which it hasn't. Yep. And we can actually go a bit higher, so I'm just going to drop some in there as well, just so it's as secure as it can be. I'll just press that down. So then, see if we can find a sentiment for it. See what we've got. And then we could have birthday boy because that matches with the green of the umbrella. So let's do that. If he wants to come out. Just going to snip all the pips off. The other scissors, they've got a bit more precision of a point, so I can get right in there. Just clean everything off. There's no white showing. And that could go there, like so. And again, I think we'll raise that up. Just might need to cut a small piece again. So that'll go in there. And then see if we can cut a small square for that corner. That's it. Then we'll place that on. Oops. Sticking to me now. If we just place that like so. And then we have it, so it'll stand, and when it's open you'll see a bit more of the umbrella. It just gives it another little showpiece rather than, you know, just having that on there. There's something at the back as well. So that's my card for today. Thanks very much for watching, and thanks to everyone for their support. I do appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you in another video. So take care. Bye.